our eyes, they're stealing the election. They're assaulting people. I've been assaulted, you know what I mean? I've been hit from behind with a baton. Now they're killing people inside the Capitol. And I was like, and I'm watching it, still people getting brutalized.
Willie D Live.
After the window incident, when I hit the window, people started going, no, we don't do that, right? And I was like, okay. So the crowd was not with that, right? So I put the tomahawk up, and I was like, well, they don't want to do that. Well, I'm going to go in the tunnel and see why these people are being hurt in there. And so I made my way through the crowd, and it was like you've had big concerts before. It would be like trying to move from the back of the floor to the front of the floor. It's just like shoulder to shoulder. You just got to work your way through there. Well, as I'm working my way through the crowd, just to get up to the front of the police line, I get pepper sprayed in the face 4 times. And I've done nothing to anyone. I'm probably 20, 30 feet from the police, and I'm getting pepper sprayed. And then when I finally get up close enough, like I have to turn around and put my hoodie up over my head and work my way through the crowd backwards. When I do get up to the police, I get hit from behind with a baton, and clearly with my back turned, I didn't do anything to the police. Come to find out, this officer's name was he's Commander Bagshaw from the DC Police, and there was a woman right next to me who I found out later was named Victoria White, but he struck her in the head with the same baton 30 plus times, and she never took a direct aggressive action against him at all. As a matter of fact, you can hear her on video, "Stop, please, what are you doing?" And that's the same officer that hit me from behind. And so after that happened, I got hit in the head. Somebody popped some kind of tear gas or something in the tunnel, and I couldn't breathe. And so I climbed basically up over the crowd and out of the tunnel. And when I made my way back to the ledge where I was at before, a guy who I later came to know as Ryan Nichols, he was in the DC jail with me for 32 months. He got on the megaphone and said, "Hey, my dad just texted me. Somebody's been shot and killed unarmed inside the Capitol." And so people at that point were like, now they're killing people. Now this is a whole nother level of, they're in our eyes, they're stealing the election. They're assaulting people. I've been assaulted, you know what I mean? I've been hit from behind with a baton. Now they're killing people inside the Capitol. And I was like, and I'm watching it, still people getting brutalized. And I'm like, as far as at that moment in time, I pretty much snapped and lost my cool. And I just went down to the stairs at the foot of the tunnel, and I started throwing sticks and whatever I could, pieces of crutches, a desk drawer, like all kinds of stuff that you could see on video that I was throwing. But I did 32 months in the DC jail with people that were Marines, Navy, Air Force, Airborne Rangers, Special Forces, Green Berets. And these guys are trained, by the military. And they are in jail for assaulting police officers. I know a guy who, Thomas Webster, did 30 years as a honorable service as an NYPD officer, 10 years on the governor's detail in New York in the NYPD, and he got 10 years for assaulting a DC cop because he saw the cop hit a woman, and then he retaliated against the cop because he's like, "What are you doing?" and attacked the cop. He gets 10 years in prison for it. So these guys that are trained military and police that are witnessing the same type of thing, I probably know out of all the people that I spent time with in the DC jail, probably out of 100 men, 2 of them I witnessed on video going after the police, just going hard just for the sake of going hard. The other people, like 99% of them, have a story like, well, I witnessed this woman get pushed down the stairs. And I could show you some of these stories. Get pushed down the stairs, then they react. Or somebody next to them gets hit with the baton in the head, and they're like, "Hey, what are you doing?" and go after the police. And then now you're going to jail for assaulting a federal officer. And you were, not only that, you were defending somebody, but now you're an insurrectionist. Now you're a domestic terrorist. Like, they'd make it into this big deal. Like, I'm not a domestic terrorist, man. I went to a rally, and at worst, it got out of control. You know what I mean? But they made us these big, they messed up because at first, like you asked me before, it was really, really bad for the movement. But as it continued to, they say that it takes a long time for the truth to get out. But once you start breaking down these videos and you start looking at this stuff, and we had 32 months in the DC jail with access to 16,000 hours of video, and we started watching all these videos, and we could show you, like, this happened and then this happened. We could break down timelines, and we started smuggling out footage and getting it out to the news and the different people that wanted to show the truth, because some people didn't want to show the truth.